sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
This Twins-Royals series is brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's imports. The Royals won the opener last night. Now the Twins are hoping to respond and even this series here in Kansas City. Tommy Milone gets the ball for Minnesota in a left-handed matchup. The exact same starters as last Thursday. It's Tommy Milone and Jason Vargas. Kenny Vargas had a day off yesterday, but he is back in the lineup tonight as the DH. He hit a laser off of Jason Vargas last week, a two-run home run into the left field seats at Target Field. The Royals are putting their best hitter back in the lineup tonight, too, Lorenzo Cain. He also had a day off yesterday. Cain's .413 batting average is third in the American League. Good evening once again from Kauffman Stadium. I'm Marnie Gellner. As a team, the Royals are near the top in a lot of different categories in baseball, a lot of significant categories like batting average. They're hitting .310 as a team, which is #1 in all of baseball. And tonight, Tommy Milone will face that very good Royals lineup just like he did a week ago, hoping to learn from his last outing.
You know, there are things to take away from, starts like that and things that you obviously want to forget about. But I think the main thing is just to be the pitcher that I am, not try to change too much, go out there, attack hitters. Obviously, I'll do some research and see kind of like what they did in the last game. And just, go from there. Obviously, I'm going to probably make some changes in game too, as well as they might as well. So, it's always a learning curve, and you might have to learn, you might have to adjust pitch to pitch, batter to batter. You never know.
Milone knows his challenge facing this potent KC lineup. How he'll handle his approach coming up next.
Twins baseball. Tonight from Kauffman Stadium, Tommy Milone will hope to go 3-0 on this young season. His second straight start against the Kansas City Royals, and his second straight start where his mound opponent is fellow left-hander Jason Vargas. A rematch of sorts from last week's series at Target Field. Gorgeous night at Kauffman Stadium. Dick Bramer and Bert Blylev and the Twins have just 5 wins so far on the year, 2 of them by Tommy Milone. And you can make the case, I guess, that that opening game of the Chicago series on the road and the final game of the Kansas City series might have been the most impressive win so far.
Yeah, that first win for the Twins. Remember, they started the season 0-4 as Tommy Milone in Chicago. 7 2/3 innings of shutout baseball against that Chicago White Sox ball club. And here tonight, we're going to see kind of clones. 2 left-handers that went at each other in Minnesota 5 days ago. It's Milone and Vargas. These 2 guys pitch alike. For Tommy Milone do exactly what he did. He did give up 2 runs to Kane in the first inning on a home run. Other than that, he pitched very well.
And he's got a tough task because this Kansas City lineup is the best in the business right now.
Well, Tommy Malone's going to have to work both sides of the plate, stay away from the middle of the plate. Very, very important to get ahead in the count because this Kansas City lineup, they like to make contact and make things happen.
The first road trip of the year was a disaster for the Twins, winning just once in 6 games. They're hoping to have a better road trip in their second trip through Kansas City and Seattle. His first win in Kansas City as a manager tonight with this Menard's batting order. Danny Santana followed by Torrey Hunter, Joe Mauer, Brian Dozier, Kenny Vargas, Trevor Plouffe, Oswaldo Arcia, Kurt Suzuki, and Shane Robinson.
And it'll be Jason Vargas on the mound making his first home start. His first start in Anaheim, he won 4-2 and then lost to Milone and the Twins in Minnesota 8-5 in his last start.
Santana takes a strike over the inside corner. You know, Vargas had been kind of a tough customer for the Twins, but the Royals did not play particularly well in the field when he pitched against Tommy Milone. Strike 2 to Santana. Royals, we typically see them make plays, and they did not make some plays, and that allowed the Twins to score some runs against Vargas. An early exit for the left-hander.
Well, as I mentioned, you're going to see two lefties here today that are almost clones. They both have to do the same thing. Work hard inside to both the right-handers and the left-handers and change speeds.
And Santana strikes out again, one down.
And that was a changeup right there at 82 miles an hour. So he went with the fastball inside, changed up, and picked up a strikeout.
Royals out in the field are really, really good. Alex Gordon, as good as they get in left field. Lorenzo Cain, same can be said of him in center. Paulo Orlando in right. Moustakas, Escobar, Colon, Hosmer, the infielders. Perez behind the plate. Torrey Hunter takes outside, ball one.
Yeah, very, very steady defense. They've made only 4 errors on the year.
Cain back in the lineup after getting.
See how good he is?
He
can catch the ball not even looking.
1-1.
There's the center fielder.
Twins have had a tough time here in Kansas City recently, having won just 5 of the last 20 games here. Out in front of the changeup, and it's 1-2.
Vargas making his 14th career start against the Twins. 5 wins, 4 losses. An ERA just under 4.
Missed inside, 2-2. Two down.
Another good changeup down and away.
He wasn't razor sharp, wasn't particularly effective in his last start, but he's had the Twins number.
Yeah, 3-0 last year. Very good numbers against the Twins, and then of course losing to Malone last Thursday in Minnesota. In that outing, Vargas worked only 3 innings. He gave up 10 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned.
Here's Mauer after a pair of strikeouts. Start the first inning on a high fly to right center field. Drifting back is Orlando, and on the warning track he makes the catch. And Vargas has a 1-2-3 first inning. Start for the Kansas City Royals and Ned Yost. They're 10-3, and they're a game out of first place. The Menards batting order for the Royals in game 2. Alcides Escobar leading off. Mike Moustakas batting second. Then Lorenzo Cain, Eric Hosmer, Kendrys Morales, Alex Gordon, Salvador Perez, Paulo Orlando, and Christian Colon.
And it'll be 28-year-old Tommy Malone on the mound looking for his 3rd win. Very consistent in his first 2 starts. Good numbers against the Royals in his career. 4-2 with an ERA just under 4, making his 8th career start against the Kansas City Royals.
Alcides Escobar back in the starting lineup last night after missing a couple of games because of a slide at second base. First pitch hit to right. Hunter over a few steps and one very quick out. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Oswaldo Arcia back out in left field. Shane Robinson getting the start in center with the left-hander starting. Torrey Hunter in right. Plouffe, Santana, Dozier, and Mauer the infielders, and the Iron Man behind the plate, Kurt Suzuki.
Yeah, Twins need to strengthen their defense a little bit. A lot of misplays over the first 12 games for the Twins, or 13 games.
Robinson's played well in center when given a chance. Strike one to Mike Moustakas. Moustakas has picked up quite a few hits. In fact, most of his hits this year have gone to the opposite field. So in Minnesota, the Twins regularly shifted Moustakas to the pull side, and now they're not doing that because he's using the whole field more frequently.
Well, you remember in Minnesota with I believe Escobar started off with a base hit, and then Moustakas, because there was nobody at third base, Plouffe had shaded him to shortstop, that he just laid that ball down the third baseline, got an infield base hit.
He was first in the cage this afternoon for batting practice, and he practiced that. There's a ball slapped to left. That's what the Royals have seen from Moustakas. Remember, a year ago, he really struggled offensively and was in the lineup for his glove as much as anything else. But now here he is hitting over 300 in the first inning single.
Good piece of hitting right there. Maybe a couple years ago, maybe even last year, he would have tried to pull that ball. Instead, just kind of gets the barrel of the bat out and just goes with it to left field.
Moustakas hitting a little over 300. Lorenzo Cain hitting a little over 400. Just the 10th hit allowed by Tommy Milone in over 13 innings. Popped up short right. A very long run for Hunter, and a basket catch. He makes the play. 2 down. For a guy almost 40 years old, he had a lot of ground to cover. 2 down. Discipline handed down from Major League Baseball. Kelvin Herrera given a 5-game suspension for intentionally throwing at Brett Laurie on Sunday. Herrera is going to appeal that suspension, and Yordano Ventura has been handed an undisclosed fine for not only throwing at Brett Laurie, he actually hit him. 2 down. Here's Eric Hosmer. There's no word as to when the appeal will be heard by Major League Baseball, but the safest assumption is that Herrera will be available for the balance of this series until further notice. And the result, I think, for the Royals would be they may get a game taken off the 5-game suspension.
Yeah, it's not the club that is appealing. It's Herrera that is appealing. He has to do that himself. I'm sure with Greg Holland, and we talked about it with him on a disabled list, don't know when he'll come back. You don't want to lose both those guys in that bullpen.
2-0 to Hosmer. Chopped foul. 2-1. David Ortiz was suspended for a game today for bumping an umpire, and he's going to appeal that. I don't like his chances of getting away with that one.
Not with the umpires.
Nope. 2-1. And Milone again misses inside. 3-1 with Morales on deck.
Hosmer 4 hits in 14 at bats against Tommy Milone. One of them a home run. Suzuki sitting inside.
That's lifted to left. Arcia back and over, and on the track makes the catch. A 1-out single is left aboard. No score after one. The cleanup man, Brian Dozier, will lead off the second inning for the Twins. Brewers. Scooter Gennett is going to be out for a while with a cut on his left hand. Jonathan Lucroy, broken left toe, taking a foul tip right on the toe. And Lucroy, right now anyway, Milwaukee's best player, and the season's gotten off to a terrible start as it is, with just 2 wins on the year.
Yeah, 2-11 coming into today's play.
Dribbled a foul. 2 strikes quickly to Dozier. Dozier, Vargas, and Plouffe in the Twins' second inning. Dug out of the dirt by Perez. 1-2. Twins hitting just .219 as a team. The Royals incredibly hitting .310. I'd do the math for you, but I think you can do that at home. That's a big spread.
Even I could do that.
2-2. Dozier trying to get aboard. His season's gotten off to a slow start, hitting just .188. Right to Escobar. 1 down. Vargas had a 2-0 lead early, and then Kenny Vargas of the Twins tied it.
Yeah, in the second inning, a line drive home run. Vargas's first home run that tied the game at 2 apiece. Twins ended up winning 8-5.
So we'll see who wins the Vargas-Vargas matchups tonight. Kenny Vargas from the most favorable side for him. He's hitting .429 from this side of the plate. And Kenny Vargas is tonight's DraftKings player to watch. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Enter promo code Twin City.
Good changeup right there. Vargas getting Vargas to swing through it.
And missing inside with a fastball. You saw where the pitch was that Kenny Vargas blasted off the facing of the second deck at Target Field. Fastball down and in. And now a changeup dipping down and away.
Yeah, good take right there. Now the count in Kenny's favor.
And a 5-pitch walk. Twins get their first base runner. And Kenny Vargas is aboard. They'll bring up Trevor Plouffe. Plouffe hitting the walk-off home run Friday against the Indians, and he's been stinging the ball ever since and using the whole field. Popped up and back into the seats. 1 strike.
Trevor has had a tough time against Jason Vargas. 4 hits and 27 at bats. Does have a home run against him.
Taken low. 1-1. Twins need somebody to step up and just get hot for a while. And Plouffe hasn't been picking up hits in enough games to say that he's hot, but this lineup among the best in producing runs in the second half last year, and it's got to start someplace. And the hope is that whether it's Plouffe or Dozier or Mauer, somebody gets hot, and then the guy in front of him and behind him picks it up a little bit. Pretty soon you've got a longer lineup and a more productive lineup. 1-2. Double play grounder. Colon steps on the bag, and that takes care of that. A walk. And Colon shifted behind second base, starts an inning-ending double play.
Was the winning pitcher last week in a game against the Royals on Thursday. Tonight I spoke to pitching coach Neil Allen, who told me Malone needs to focus on 3 things in particular tonight. First, changing eye levels, moving the ball up and in, down and away. And then number 2, stay consistently in the bottom of the zone. Malone also needs to stay off the middle of the plate. And Allen said for Malone, in any start of his, he needs to be inner third or outer third, but especially against these Royals hitters, Dick and Bert. He said Tommy needs to avoid the heart of the plate.
And that pitch right there inside after the first one was a strike out over the plate. So, yeah, Tommy is a pitcher. He knows how to pitch. He can make the adjustment out there. I think we've seen him do that. He will look at the hitter. He'll see what is working for him. It'll take 2 or 3 innings, and hopefully there's 0 innings that he will make the adjustment.
1-2 to Kendrys Morales.
You don't get this far like Tommy Malone or Vargas when you don't throw 93, 94 miles an hour.
Hook foul.
You have to learn how to pitch.
3 years with Oakland before the trade to Minnesota. And the guy was 31 and 22. 1-2 to Morales. Chopper to third.
Good
Blue
change up there.
digs out the second hop, fires across, 1 away. Before Alex Gordon's at bat, tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light. The Kansas City Royals, and it's not even close, particularly if you rank other American League teams. The Royals have 25 fewer strikeouts than the next American League team on the fewest strikeout list, the Chicago White Sox.
Try to put the ball in play. We saw it last night.
It just runs counter to the trend in baseball, where no strikes, 1 strike, 2 strikes. Hitters seem to have the same approach at the plate, and it's working for the Royals, but not for Alex Gordon. Just a .219 average. In Gordon's case, the Royals, I think, understand the situation. He had off-season wrist surgery, and the Royals would be extraordinarily patient with Gordon and not be too concerned about a low batting average or a lack of power, under the assumption that as he gets to play more often and distances himself time-wise from the date of surgery, he'll get better.
Yeah, he had that surgery in December. So it wasn't like in October right after the season. You know, when he started to work out, it still bothered him. So they ended up having surgery.
3-1 with Salvador Perez on deck. Deep down the right field line, near the pole, and gone, a home run. His first home run of the year, pulling it right down the right field line.
Gordon, who hit 19 home runs last year, gets his first here tonight. And that looked like an off-speed pitch. He was way out front, but still able to get those hands through. And this was a high home run down the right field line. Yeah, a little breaking ball cutter. Gordon kind of reached out, but got it enough to hit it into the stands in right field, 367 feet away. So a 1-0 lead for the Royals.
Chopper to third, another 2 hopper to Plouffe. 2 down. Some hitters, and I think for the Twins, Arcia would be one of those guys. They hit a ball down the line, and there's a lot of hook to it. And I've heard enough good hitters talk about it, how you can swing, make solid contact, and the really good hitters don't have much hook on the ball.
Yeah, they keep it fair somehow.
And Gordon did that. That was a high fly down the right field line, and kept waiting for it to hook, but it never did. Here's Paulo Orlando. And he has been the quirkiest, interesting player in baseball this year. The guy already has 5 triples. He's only played in 7 games. Got one again last night. Jam shot, and strike 2 to Orlando. Carsoup.com trivia. Who are the 3 Royals that have hit 5 triples in the month of April? The easy guesses.
Willie Wilson.
Willie Wilson. Amos Otis, maybe.
Billy Butler.
Robinson streaks in and catches it in front of Hunter. An Alex Gordon home run puts the Royals up 1-0.
Steve Balboni.
Here. A 1-0 Kansas City lead. Oswaldo Arcia will lead off the 3rd against Jason Vargas. And the first pitch over the inside corner, strike 1.
Both starters doing a good job getting strike 1. 5 of 7 for Vargas and 6 of 8 for Tommy Milone. First pitch strikes.
It's punched to short center. And Kane coming in, and he makes the catch one away. Kurt Suzuki with a more enjoyable time on the on-deck circle before his first at bat than last night when this happened.
Yeah, Arcia hitting this ball foul and hitting right off the right ankle shin area of Kurt Suzuki. I liked what he said. You know, I'm okay. That's part of the game. I don't think that's part of the game, standing in the on-deck circle and getting drilled.
You know, you could see on that replay he was watching. You're on the on-deck circle. You're watching the pitcher more than you're watching the hitter. You follow the ball, but your focus in the on-deck circle is watching the pitcher's delivery. Maybe you can pick up something. You can, you know, in a phantom way, I guess, time his delivery in the on-deck circle. Well, Suzuki wasn't really locked in on what was happening at the plate, but of course he stayed in the game. 1-1 to Suzuki. And now inside 2-1. Twins have 1 base runner. Vargas drew a 1-out walk in the 2nd. Suzuki with a pair of home runs. Plouffe has 2. Swing and a miss, getting a 2-1 changeup.
Yeah, Vargas in his 2nd season with the Royals, an 11-game winner last year in 30 starts. Worked 187 innings, signing a 4-year contract as a free agent. That back in November of 2013.
Another changeup, another swing and a miss. Suzuki strikes out, number 3 for Jason Vargas. Let's check in with Marty Gelder.
Guys, that foul ball last night hit Kurt Suzuki more in the front part of the ankle where it's more flesh than bone, which was a good thing for him. But he did say he didn't feel his foot for at least a few minutes after it happened. And then Kurt said, I feel like this first string of games I've played in, I've been getting beaned, I've taken foul tips, I've been hit by backswings. Maybe I'm just getting it all out of the way now, and I plan to have a smooth 5 months for the rest of the season.
Let's hope so. Thank you, Marty.
1 strike to Shane Robinson. Robinson 7 hits in 19 at bats. Paul Molitor, in the absence of anybody else swinging the bat well right now, trying to find ways to get Robinson into the lineup. This one popped up near home plate. And Perez with the catch. A 1-2-3 third inning for Vargas, and a nearly perfect first trip through the Twins batting order. Dave Winfield got his 3,000th hit at the Metrodome. Paul Molitor got his 3,000th hit here in Kansas City. He became the first, and still is, the only player to get his 3,000th hit and have it be a triple.
Right.
And Paul, I'm sure, thinks about that every time he comes to Kansas City. Christian Colon will lead off the third for the Royals. You know, the Royal fans were denied seeing their own George Brett get his 3,000th hit here. Brett, very late in the season. The Royals that year were going to finish the season against the Twins here in a weekend series, and Brett got 4 hits in Anaheim to get to the 3,000 hit mark. And it would have been really fitting and nice for the fans here to have George get number 3,000 at home against the Twins. That didn't happen, so instead they were treated to Molitor's historic hit. 2-1 to the number 9 batter. Chop foul, 2-2. Did you give up any milestone hits?
Every hit I gave up.
Oh, I know, but I mean anything historic like that.
Well, Eddie Murray's first hit, I know I gave up that. I mean his first major league hit.
2-2 to Colon. And Malone gets a strikeout. 1 away.
Malone picking up his first strikeout.
And the Hall of Fame with over 3,300 hits. 7-time All-Star. And inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2004.
Yeah, the World Series MVP with the Toronto Blue Jays.
And he won a World Series with the Blue Jays 1 year after the aforementioned Dave Winfield won one with the Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays haven't been back to the postseason since. Now that the Royals ended their playoff drought last year, it's the Blue Jays that have the longest baseball drought for postseason play. 1 strike to Escobar. And now a ball. Malone gave up an early home run to Lorenzo Cain in Minnesota. And now an early home run to Gordon. It's a 1-0 ball game. 2-1. Loop toward right and over Dozier's head for a 1-out single.
Yeah, not hit sharply, but Escobar picking up the 3rd hit for the Royals.
And that'll bring up Moustakas.
Quick hands right there. Barrel of the bat got out front. Hit softly into right field. Over the head of Dozier. And Escobar a threat to steal, but with that knee problem, you may not see him take off.
Moustakas lined a single to left his first time up.
And Malone very good at holding on base runners.
That gets by Suzuki, and Infante limps to second. Or excuse me, Escobar.
Yeah, we have 2 wild pitches in last night's ball game that created a couple runs. And Malone will be credited with a wild pitch, his first of the year. Excuse me, his second of the year. And that does put Escobar at second base.
1-0 to Moustakas. And over the inside corner. That's to left center field. Arcia toward the gap. And he makes the catch out number 2, almost the exact same spot where he dropped a similar fly ball in last night's game. That'll bring up Cain. Hit the sweet spot all season long at Target Field. The Sweet Spot program is a unique set of benefits and experiences exclusive to season ticket holders. Benefits range from pregame field passes to bobblehead dolls to taking batting practice on the field or raising the Twins territory flag. The benefits are reserved exclusively for Twins full season, 40-game and 20-game plan holders. Learn how you can become a season ticket holder at twinsbaseball.com or by calling 833-TWINS and asking about season tickets.
See how Malone goes against Cain right here. Cain has driven in 12 runs with a left-hander on deck. Misses away.
So Cain's been a game changer for the Royals so far this season. He ranks in the top 5 among American League players in runs, RBI, batting average, and hit by pitches. 1-0 to Cain. Dug out by Suzuki. 2-0. Got a base open.
Yep.
Left-handed batter on deck.
And this is where you become a pitcher. I mean, Malone kind of knows this right here. He knows that Cain's swinging a hot bat. Can't make a mistake right here. Base hit, drives in Escobar.
2-0. Checked his swing. 3-0. And Cain tried to walk out of the batter's box and dragged first his left foot, then replaced it with the right foot. Hitters aren't supposed to do that. And Paul Molitor was saying the other day that players are getting notices from baseball if they're in violation of the speed up rules.
He'll be swinging here.
And a strike on the outside corner.
Perfect pitch.
Malone trying to keep this a 1-0 ball game. foul. 3-2. Now you can come out of the batter's box if you swing and foul a pitch and make contact.
Right. The way the Kane reacted, Chris Guccione, maybe the home plate umpire said, hey, get back in. Just something like that. Real quick.
Full count to Lorenzo Cain.
See if they try to go hard inside. Watch Suzuki now sitting. Good fastball in. Just missed.
And that fills first base. 2 aboard now for Hosmer. Girls on the Run Twin Cities uses running to inspire girls to be healthy and confident. Saturday, May 30th, join the Fox Sports North girls at the University of Minnesota for the Girls on the Run Spring 5K. To register, visit foxsportsnorth.com. Click on upcoming events.
I said try to go in right there only because every pitch was basically outer half of the plate, off-speed pitches. Couple fastballs that he fouled away, and then try to sneak that fastball in, but he just missed.
Eric Hosmer sent Arcia to the warning track to haul in his first inning fly ball. Just inside ball 1. And now 2-0. So Malone is with Hosmer where he was with Cain.
Well, he's trying to hit that inside part of the plate. Falling behind on 4 of the 5 hitters so far here this inning. Came into the inning getting 6 of the first 8 batters strike 1. See the first 2 pitches inside, just missing.
3-0, and Malone looks in toward Chris Guccione like, hey, I'm hitting my spots. And I think Suzuki's lobbying on his behalf as well.
Yeah, you need your catcher to really, stick up for you, say something. You don't want Malone to kind of stare down the umpire because that strike zone might get smaller.
3-0 to Hosmer. Morales on deck.
See number 1 and 3, third pitch, same spot.
And it's a 4-pitch walk to fill the bases. With 2 outs, a pair of walks, and now Morales. And before the at-bat starts, Neil Allen to the mound, just maybe settled Malone down a little bit. Quick trip to the mound. The Royals with a great start to the season for a number of reasons. The lineup, one of the main reasons, but also as a team with men in scoring position, they're hitting .290. That's outstanding. Just a little bit below their overall average, and Ned Yost is hoping for an early big hit here to open up the game a little bit.
Well, Morales in his first at bat, a changeup that he grounded to Plouffe at third base. Very good numbers with bases loaded for Morales.
23rd pitch of this inning to right field.
There you go. Sacrifice fly.
With 2 outs. Hunter with the catch. The Royals threaten. They don't score. It's still a 1-0 game. The Twins will look to get their first hit in the 4th, starting with Danny Santana. Series on Fox Sports North is presented by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Twins have a base runner, but not a base hit against Jason Vargas. Danny Santana struck out to start the ball game. He'll face Vargas here in the 4th. Down and in, ball 1. Santana last year had a 97 at bats in Rochester before being called up. Takes inside 2-0. And then he came to the big leagues and hit better than he had ever had at any stop in the minor league.
Yeah, he got called up on May 2nd of last year, played 101 ball games, hit .319.
3-0.
Scored 70 runs in 101 games, and that's what you want your leadoff hitter to do. Score runs.
Strike call. Santana has yet to draw a walk. He has struck out 16 times. 3-1.
And he has only scored 3 times.
Strike 2. When you're hitting 200 and you haven't drawn a walk, you're not going to score many runs. And of all the guys the Twins would like to get it going here to kind of ignite this offense, it would be the leadoff guy.
Right.
And there's a base hit. Took 5 pitches and then spanked a single to right. And that will bring up Torrey Hunter.
Well, fastball away, and Santana, good hitting right there. Quick hands. Almost saw where he just kept his body in really nicely and almost looked like he was going to go that way with that pitch out over the plate.
And now Hunter with a man aboard and a base running, base stealing threat aboard. Outside, ball 1. Beautiful night here in Kansas City for most of the daylight hours back in the Twin Cities. I guess it was snowing. We got out of there just in time. And Hunter rolls one into right field, a base hit, and Santana will hold up at second base. So the Twins taking the finesse left-hander to the opposite field twice to get their first 2 hits.
Yeah, Orlando out in right field doing a good job of charging that ball, and that kept Santana at second base. He was picking up Gene Glenn. Torrey going the same way Santana did, taking the pitch off the end of the bat the other way. And you see the right fielder right there come charging in, and Santana puts on the brakes, goes back to second base.
Mauer with 2 men aboard. He swung at the first pitch he saw from Vargas. Hit a deep fly to right center field for the final out of the first inning. I don't know that Joe has ever been pull happy in his life, but you couldn't blame him if he was here in Kansas City. Alex Gordon over the last couple of years has taken about 25 hits away from him in left field.
Well, look at the big gap between center and right, out in right center.
My goodness, that's huge.
Yep.
1-1.
Yeah, Joe came into this ball game 12 hits in 30 at bats against Vargas. A .400 batting average.
And there's a base hit to the opposite field. Santana around third. He's heading home. Cain's throw is to second base. 3 opposite field singles to start the 4th inning, and the Twins have tied it up.
Well, Mauer picking up his 5th RBI, taking that pitch past Escobar in the left field. And Cain, who was shading him to a left center. Good swing right there by Joe. Good contact. You can see Cain come hustling in. Santana in his speed scores to tie the game at 1 apiece.
And now Dozier with 2 men aboard, still nobody out. High-speed pitch over the outside corner, strike one. Missing inside, 1-1. One of the reasons the Twins have scored just 41 runs in now 14 games, their inability to put up a crooked number in situations like this. Hunter took a couple of quick dashes toward third base. He's a little frustrated he didn't continue on. I think he got a good read off of Vargas. Looked like he was ready to swipe third base. 2-1 now to Dozier. High changeup gets a swing and a miss.
You know, when you're having trouble putting up crooked numbers, it's situations like this that you maybe as a hitter you try to do too much. That pitch right there, up and away, Dozier trying to tommyhawk it for a 3-run home run. Just make good contact here.
The call, third strike. One down, and then we'll bring up Vargas.
Dozier questioning the call right there of Chris Guccione. And Vargas picking up his 4th strikeout, and it's a big one. It's almost what Tommy Milone tried to do to Kane on a 3-2 pitch.
It was right there, yeah, right on the edge. So now Vargas, who drew a 5-pitch walk in his first plate appearance, hit the 2-run home run against Jason Vargas at Target Field. Taken low, ball 1. Vargas has gotten an out here in the 4th inning now. That's something he did not do against the Twins at Target Field. Least to left, and Gordon will make the catch. And Hunter just got back, and Gordon had a tough time getting that line drive out of his glove, or they would have doubled off Hunter at second base.
You know what? He's a Gold Glove winner out in left field, and there's reasons why. He got a great jump on that ball. With Vargas up, you think of that big swing, but look at him. He's coming, running in. Has to get that grip on the baseball, but Torrey just gets back safely. Nice running catch by Alex Gordon.
2 down, and now Plouffe. Plouffe bounced into an inning-ending double play with a man aboard in the 2nd. The hits have gone to the opposite field. And Plouffe takes outside, ball 1. This little mini hot streak that Plouffe has been on, we've seen him do that. Drive the ball to the opposite field. Up high, 2-0. And Perez to the mound. Left-hand hitting Oswaldo Arcia on deck. A couple of veterans. Perez considered to be, if not the best, among the best callers of a game. And he wants to make sure that Vargas doesn't throw Plouffe a cookie here.
Right, make a mistake here.
Driven to right. And Orlando hardly has to move. Some well hit balls in the inning. The inning starts with 3 singles. The Twins have tied it up. The entire Fox Sports family is deeply saddened by the passing of longtime Fox NASCAR broadcaster Steve Burns earlier today after his battle with cancer. A shining example of husband, father, friend, and consummate professional. Steve will forever be remembered as one of the good guys. His time with us cherished and appreciated. Steve Burns was 56 years old. Well, the Royals took an early lead on Tommy Malone in Minnesota. They did it again tonight. In each case, the Twins have tied it up. Alex Gordon will lead off the fourth for the Royals, and a strike at the knees. Gordon hooked a fly ball down the right field line with no hook on it, and he tucked it inside the foul pole. A solo home run with one out in the second, and missing inside 1-1. Twins with 5 wins on the year. The starting staff has 4 of those, and Malone has half of those. And he keeps trying to pepper that inside corner, and Chris Guccione's just not giving him the call. A liner to Dozier.
Knocked Dozier back a couple feet. Ball hit sharply to Brian Dozier.
One down. That'll bring up Salvador Perez. Perez with a bouncer to third, his first time up. Fox Tracks presented by Chrysler. Strike one to Perez. And now a ball. Popped up. Backing out of play.
Staying inside on Perez all 3 pitches. Again, both these lefties almost clones what they try to do to get hitters out. Not overpowering, but we saw that game in Chicago where Malone pitched the 7 2/3 innings. He was just pounding those hitters inside, and the White Sox couldn't do much with it.
On the ground to Mauer. 2 down. Let's get caught up in a 1-1 game.
Well, the Royals took the early lead thanks to Alex Gordon's first home run of the year with 1 out in the bottom of the 2nd inning. But the Twins came back in the top of the 4th with 3 straight hits. Vargas doing a good job, 4 strikeouts. And Joe Mauer driving in the Twins' lone run with Santana scoring. Mauer picking up his 5th RBI of the year.
Paulo Orlando with a short fly ball to center his first time up. Malone in search of his first 1-2-3 inning. He's given up at least a hit in every inning, and in the case of the 3rd inning, a single and 2 walks. Outside,
But
ball 1.
I go back to that 3rd inning. Kane, he didn't want to, give him anything right there. He was hoping that Hosmer. He made some pretty good pitches to Hosmer that called. Finally, he went away to walk him, and then is able to get Morales out on 1 pitch.
High fly left center field. Shane Robinson making the catch, and Malone has his first 1-2-3 inning. play staying for tomorrow, so we have some Twins fans here and our Pepsi fans of the game, hoping the Twins can even the series at a game apiece.
Yes. Having fun at the ballpark. Beautiful ballpark here at Kauffman Stadium.
Arcia, Suzuki, and Robinson, bottom third of the Twins lineup to face Jason Vargas, who gave up 3 singles to start the inning, but did a nice job of damage control and kept the Twins to just the 1 run. Strike 1 to Arcia. I'm sure a lot of people were curious whether Arcia would be in the lineup today after his misplay in the 6th inning last night. And regardless of what you or I would have done if we made out the lineup, I think Paul Molitor did the right thing. Got a young player who's struggling with his confidence as it is, and I think in taking him out of the lineup, he may have done a lot more damage to Arcia's fragile psyche as it is.
I fully agree. I think, you know what, he made a mistake. He knew it. He felt bad. And then you turn the page. You have to with young kids.
3-1 now.
And you have to do it with veterans too. Hey, just because he's young doesn't mean, you know, I've seen other guys that have played many years drop a ball.
3-1 to Arcia. Arcia did not start against Vargas in Minnesota. It's to left field and short. Gordon coming in. Arcia is retired. 1 down, and before Kurt Suzuki gets to the plate, let's check in again with Marty Gellner.
I spoke to Oswaldo Arcia today and asked him what it meant to him to see his name back in the starting lineup tonight, and he said, I was so happy because it meant I got another chance, and I felt so bad about what happened last night, but I have to keep telling myself today is a new day. And it was interesting, Dick and Bert, to hear Paul Molitor's philosophy, as you talked about, that he says it's a good idea to run a young guy right back out there after something like that happens last night. Give him a chance right away.
Yeah, very done. Very, very nice, Marty.
Outside now to Suzuki, ball 1. Suzuki went down swinging his first time up.
Well, you find out what kind of player they are too. You know, you're going to mope around, but you know, you got to pick yourself back up and hopefully have a better day today.
Twins hope to, you know, finish above the 500 mark this year. They hope to contend, but one thing they really want to do with guys like Arcia and some of the other young players, some maybe that we haven't even seen yet, is to try to separate the wheat from the chaff this year and find out what they've got. Give Arcia more time, give Santana more time, Vargas and all that, and try to, you know, figure out whether these guys are going to be a part of the solution.
Well, they did it in '82 when they let a lot of youngsters play.
That's a fair ball, and it's by Moustakas. Suzuki rounding first. He will not challenge Gordon's arm. And it's a 1-out single for the Twins catcher.
It's not as much challenging Gordon's arm. It's the way that Gordon got over there so quickly to hold him to a single. You know, we've seen him come in sharply last inning on a hard hit ball by Vargas. And right here, right down that third baseline, but you can see Gordon wasn't standing his ground to get that ball. He was hustling over there to get it, to keep Suzuki to at first base.
Shane Robinson, who fouled out to Perez his first time up. You know, there are guys on the roster like Shane Robinson, and he's kind of established who he is. You know, he's a 4th, 5th outfielder type. He was that for a good team, a good organization like the Cardinals. The Twins are happy to have him on the roster now. 1-0. But the regular players, you know, the jury is still out. 1-1.
And it's going to be out for a while. It's not going to turn around overnight.
The Twins are just now getting to the point where they think they know what type of player Brian Dozier is. And maybe he's not going to be the 280, 290.
No.
He's going to be a power hitting second baseman.
Right.
1-1 to Robinson.
That plays great defense.
A little pop up short center. Colon out. Kane in, and Kane with the catch. 2 away. Combine your love of the Twins and the Golden Gophers by attending University of Minnesota night at Target Field on May 1st against the White Sox. Find out how to see the game and get a limited edition maroon and gold Twins cap Visit twinsbaseball.com/U of M for tickets and more information.
You know, Dick, we're going to show that fly ball back where, you know, Colon went out and then Kane came in and took charge. You know, late in the ball game yesterday, that high fly ball to center field, that Schaefer did not take charge. Now watch right here. Watch Colon go back. It's a high fly ball, but watch Kane right here. Colon giving way because he heard Kane calling for it. That's a center fielder. He's the captain out there.
Bouncer to short. Easy play for Escobar. Suzuki forced at second base. It's one apiece after 4.5.
You bring your Circle Me signs, and if you get circled, you might find yourself in the Minnesota Lottery winner circle. Where's the picture? No. Okay, I'll circle her.
Did they have a sign?
No, I just circling just a circle. You could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets if you bring your sign, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
There's Christian Colon leading off the Kansas City fifth against Tommy Malone. First pitch over for strike one.
I just wanted to use my telly.
We have a nice long homestand coming up. We got 10 games against the Tigers, White Sox, and A's after we get home from Seattle. 1-1. And the Twins want to play much better baseball on this road trip, certainly than they did on the first trip, and certainly than they did last night. Not a good game. It was, well, pretty much right where we are right now. 1-1, bottom of the fifth. Then things started falling apart in the bottom of the sixth. 2-1. Colon, Escobar, and Moustakas. Omar Infante reporting some progress today. He suffered a bit of a groin strain on Sunday.
So you're saying he's day to day?
He was yesterday, and today's another day, and
right.
He's still day to day.
As we all are.
2-2 from Malone to Colon. Look foul.
Yeah, Royals very high on Christian Colon, their #1 pick back in 2010. Very good minor league numbers. A .310 minor league hitter.
2-2. And a chopper foul.
Colon got some time with the Royals last year. 21 ball games, hit .333. Not a lot of at-bats.
And a good at bat, spanking a single to left, and the leadoff man is on in the fifth inning for Kansas City. Tonight after the postgame show, Fox Sports Live will get you caught up on a full night of NHL and NBA playoff action, plus highlights of tonight's MLB game. You can see Fox Sports Live tonight at 11 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. Or see it simulcast right here on Fox Sports North. See what the Royals do here with Escobar at the plate. Plouffe already creeping in on the grass, on the edge of the grass at third base. Cologne with a throw to first.
Cologne stole a couple bases last year in 2 attempts. Has yet to attempted a stolen base this year, but again, Malone very good at holding on runners.
There's the bunt. And Malone picks up, fires, makes a very nice fielding play, but a sacrifice advances Cologne to second base.
Yeah, very nice defensive play by Tommy Malone. He did the right thing. He went and barehanded it and all in one motion spun around and threw a strike to Joe Mauer.
How many times in Fort Myers do you see teams, the Twins in Fort Myers? Every team does it. You practice that. The I got it, you take it. Ground ball, bunt, whatever it is between the mound and first base.
The old pitcher's fielding practice, the old PFPs every day. You know why? Because one play like that could cost you a ball game if you don't do it properly. And that was well executed by Cologne.
Here's Moustakas, a single and a fly to left. His single also went to the opposite field. A high fly to deep right. Hunter to the wall. Gone. A 2-run home run. Using the opposite field in his first 2 at-bats. He pulls the first pitch and pulls the Royals into a 2-run lead.
Yeah, Tommy Malone made a mistake right there. Left a pitch up, and Moustakas with his 3rd home run of the year, a fastball. And that's what Neil Allen said. You need to stay away from the middle of the plate, and that's where that pitch was.
Hunter looked like he was ready for a leap, but it was well over the wall. And now Lorenzo Cain. All 3 Kansas City runs scoring on a pair of home runs. On the ground to Dozier. 2 down. Hey, we want to congratulate former Twin and former Royal Jim Eisenreich, because he's going to be representing the Royals, even though he's a St. Cloud native, in the Hall of Fame Classic in Cooperstown on Memorial Day weekend.
That's a big event in Cooperstown. I did that one year, my second year. When I took some time off, I went to raise money for charity at Cooperstown.
This year, Hall of Famers Riley Fingers, Tom Glavine, Phil Niekro, Tony Perez, Ozzie Smith, Robin Yount, who will serve as managers and coaches. 1 strike to Hosmer.
Actually, I got to pitch in that game.
Did you really? Who'd you face?
I don't recall, but I got out of the inning.
Okay. That suggests there was a little difficulty there.
Well, there might have been a couple girls in that lineup.
Oh. 1-1 to Hosmer. And now inside 2-1. Anytime you get asked to go to Cooperstown, that's a big deal, and really happy for Jim Eisenreich.
Yep.
Flip foul, 2-2. So Malone has given up 3 home runs on the season, and all 3 to the Royals. He pitched 7 2/3 innings against the White Sox, kept the ball in the ballpark, and gave up just 2 hits. And now 3-2. Twins will be back here next over the 4th of July weekend. I suspect there'll be a lot of Minnesota fans making it down for that weekend series, and then the Twins come back to Kansas City again in early September. And Hosmer draws his second walk. against Malone.
Yeah, third walk for Tommy Milone in the ball game.
That'll bring up Morales.
Yeah, that July series here, is that not that's a 4-game series?
Yes. 3 night games, including the Saturday, the 4th of July.
July 2nd through the 5th. This will be pitch number 75 for Tommy Milone.
Morales is 0 for 2. He left the bases full in the 3rd inning after Malone walked 2 men in a row. Morales went after the first pitch and hit a fly ball to right for the 3rd out of the inning. There goes Hosmer, and Suzuki has no chance.
Oh, he had a great jump right there. Hosmer stealing his 2nd base of the year in 3 attempts. And for the Royals, they're 11th in 13 attempts.
One and 0. That's to center, and Robinson ends the inning. A 2-run home run for Mike Moustakas, and the Royals have a 3-1 lead. Torrey Hunter leads off for the Twins in the 6th, taking ball 1. Torrey with a single, one of 4 hits for the Twins. They've all been singles, and therein lies one of the problems for the Twins on the lineup. The lowest slugging percentage in the American League. On the ground, Moustakas gobbles it up. 1 down. Twins with a slugging percentage of .318, and the Royals with a slugging percentage of .468. Twins and Royals series is brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. 1 down. That'll bring up Mauer. Drove in a run with a single. Mauer's 5th run batted in of the year. Mauer with a fly to right, And the single to left. At the knee, strike one.
Yeah, Joe with 13 hits on the year and 50 at-bats. Only one extra base hit. That's a double.
This to the right field corner, and Orlando was playing way over in the gap. So Mauer will get an extra base hit. And it's a one-out double.
Yeah, second double of the season for Joe. Pulling that breaking ball into that right field corner, and with the shift on, by the time Orlando could get to it, Joe's at second base with one out. See the big breaking ball, Joe dropping down the barrel of the bat and pulling that ball down the right field line.
That's the hope, of course, down the road. Talking with Tom Bernansky the other day, as Mauer is able now to pull the ball and get hits to the right field side, his pole side, that the power eventually will come back pulling the ball as well. This on a breaking ball, but he got a double.
Yeah, Kirby Puckett leading in Twins history with doubles. Joe fourth, just one behind Torontosaurus Rex, Ken Herbeck.
I guess the one surprise on that chart was that Rod Carew only had 305 doubles. I would have guessed him to have many more doubles than that. Look at Kirby and Tony, and those, I mean, they all fit there, but I mean, Rod was a very fast runner. 2-0. And now a strike to Dozier. Dozier with a bouncer to short, and then after three singles, started the fourth inning. The Twins had tied the game at 1. Dozier was called out on strikes.
See if the Twins can get Mauer in from second here. Get back into this ball game, down a couple runs.
Pop back and out of play. 2-2.
Jason Vargas, a veteran, 32 years old, is making his 187th major league start. 63 wins, 69 losses. Almost 1,200 innings pitched at the major league level. He's averaged about 2.5 walks per 9 and about 6 strikeouts per 9 innings over his career.
That's to right center field to the gap, and Kane can't get that one. He'll cut it off. Mauer will be held at third. Joe didn't get a good read on that ball, or maybe he's been watching the highlight reels and watching Kane catch just about everything in either gap when he's out there in center field. But two doubles.
Joe's got to get off the bag a little bit, about halfway. I mean, he's going to score anyway, even if the next guy gets a base hit. But right there, he's held up by Gene Glenn because the ball fell in quickly and Kane got it back in quickly.
An oddity, a pair of doubles, but no run on the board. And now Vargas. Vargas with a walk and a liner to left. He hit the ball very hard, and Alex Gordon made a nice running catch to keep the Twins at just 1 run on the 4th. Over the Kansas City dugout, 1 strike.
Wouldn't you say that Joe Mauer, with maybe nobody out, you want to tag up and go to third if that's caught?
Right.
But with 1 out, you kind of go halfway, because even if he catches the ball, you're still in scoring position at second base.
Inside, 1-1.
Well, Vargas worked out of that jam in the 4th when the Twins got 3 straight hits. Hope the Twins don't let him off the hook here.
Twins out hitting the Royals 6-5, but they need a big fly here from the big man. Jason Frazier warming up. Vargas rolls it to third. Mauer's going to get in a rundown, and then Dozier will take over at third base. So 2 base running mistakes by Mauer.
Yeah, the ball's hit right in front of you. Joe has to stay at third base. Vargas pulling this ball right to Moustakas. And you see Dozier getting the third. Mauer tagged out for the second out.
Not only do the Twins lose a second runner in scoring position, but the runner at first is Vargas, who doesn't run well at all. So Twins with some poor base running here in the sixth inning, still looking for their first run of the inning. Plouffe toward the hole, and it gets by Moustakas, and Dozier will score. So Moustakas make that play so many times it ducked under his glove, and the Twins will at least get one, and they will give Plouffe a base hit.
Yeah, you know what? That maybe a ball came up on him a little bit, but Moustakas very steady over there. Ball kind of scooted underneath his glove. So Dozier, or excuse me, Plouffe getting an RBI single, driving in his third run of the year.
Dave Island to the mound, and backup catcher Eric Kratz is sprinting out to the Kansas City bullpen. You saw Frazier warming up, but the backup catcher is going out there as well. Follow Twins baseball all year with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Big at bat here now for Arcia. He's hit 2 outfield flies. Down and in, ball 1. The Twins have 2 doubles in the inning, and it may take another double to score Vargas from second base. Royal outfield playing very deeply. Down the right field line, and a hit. Vargas around third. He's going to come home to tie the game. And Arcia with a big hit with 2 outs. And the Twins do indeed tie it up.
Yeah, nice swing by Arcia right there. Looked like a breaking ball, and he just got the bat out and hit it down that right field line. Picks up his 4th RBI of the year. Well, he went down and hooked that ball. And with 2 outs, Vargas off and running, scores the tying run.
And the Twins with 4 hits in the 6th inning, and so far a couple of runs will take Vargas out of the game. And Jason Frazier will pitch next to Kurt Suzuki in a tie game. And the Twins threatening in the 6th. Arcia with kind of a unique hitting approach, and his is just about the opposite. You can see where Arcia's hands are on the right, and he will drop them down. Moustakas on the left with his hands starting low, and then they go up into the hitting position. And Tom Bernansky's worked very hard with Arcia, who starts his hands high, then brings them down. And then they're trying to get Arcia's hands back up again in the neighborhood of where Moustakas's are. And One of the reasons Arcia has been struggling is as Roy Smalley would tell you, and I've asked him about it, and he's told me, his hands just aren't in the right spot, but he got the barrel of the bat and hooked a game-tying single here in the 6th.
Yeah, the pitch was down, not a bad pitch, but he went down and hooked it into that corner. Jason Frazier coming in, making his 6th relief appearance. Bullpen has been outstanding for the Royals. Combined 3-0, .069 ERA.
Here's Suzuki. Go ahead run at third. Check swing, ball 1.
Make that a 0.69. They only had bullpen's only allowed 3 runs in 39 innings, and that was the 8th inning, I believe, to the Twins in that 8-3 or 8-5 win on Thursday. That's been it.
1-0 to Suzuki. Singled his last time up. And now a strike, 1-1.
Frazier, a 12-year veteran in his 2nd season with the Royals. 37-year-old.
If Suzuki gets a hit here, it'll be the first time he's ever gotten a hit against Frazier in 9 at-bats. Taken low. 2-1.
Now Frazier straight over the tight fastball. Very good slider and a changeup.
2 doubles, 2 2-out singles. And the Twins need one more hit to take their first lead. 3-1. Shane Robinson on deck. Big hole on the right side of the infield. We've seen Suzuki put a ball between the first and second baseman many times in his Twins career. Checked his swing. Strike.
Right through a 3-1 fastball, or excuse me, breaking ball right there.
With 2 down, Arcia can leave early from first. Looks like Hosmer's going to keep holding him at first. That hole was there on the 3-1 pitch will be there on the 3-2 pitch. And Suzuki gets the hit through the right side, and the Twins take the lead.
There's that hole. Good call.
Wolf comes in, and 3 straight 2-out hits for the Twins have given them a 4-3 lead.
Yeah, Suzuki picking up his 2nd hit, driving in his 5th run. So on a 3-2 pitch, Frazier challenged him with a fastball, and Suzuki took that pitch into that hole between first and second. And Plouffe scoring the 3rd run of the inning.
And now Shane Robinson will try to keep the line moving here. 8th man to bat in the 6th inning. All the runs charged to Vargas. The Twins might have they will have an opportunity to hand Vargas their 2nd defeat of him in the first month of the season. Robinson with a foul out to Perez and a fly ball to center. Clutch hitting has not been a strong suit for the Twins this year, but here in this 6th inning, after it looked like base running blunders were going to keep the Twins off the board, 3 straight RBI singles have given the Twins their first lead of this series. Robinson takes a strike. Robinson even being 0 for 2, 7 for 21 on the season. Twins actually had a brief 1-0 lead in the ball game last night, scoring in the 2nd, and the Royals tied it in the 3rd. take on a close pitch, 2-1.
Yeah, slider right there.
5 hits in the inning. Two and 1 to Robinson. And now 2-2.
Yeah, nasty pitch down. On Sunday, Robertson got 3 hits in that ball game.
Robinson looking at Gene Glenn to see whether Suzuki might take off with the pitch.
That against the Cleveland Indians in the Twins 7-2 win.
It's 5 for 9 with men in scoring position tonight, looking for one more big 2-out hit from Shane Robinson. And there it is through the same hole. Arcia scores, and the Twins have a 4-run inning with 4 straight 2-out RBI singles.
Nice hitting right there by Shane, taking that pitch between second and first base, picking up his 4th RBI.
That completes the log on Vargas, who goes 5 2/3 innings and gives up 5 earned runs.
Ball left up, and Shane takes it the other way. Shades of Suzuki.
And now Santana, 9th man to bat. 1 for 3 today, a single and a run scored in the 4th. Debate first in the newspaper, Wall Street Journal, I believe, and then in social media. To me, the completion of this at bat means it's a bat around inning, and some people contend that for it to be a bat around inning, 10 men have to come to the plate. Your thoughts? To me, everybody hits in the inning.
Yeah,
that's a bat around inning.
That's a bat around inning.
That's
yeah.
what I always thought. So
if the 10th man came up and made the out, that would be a bat around +1.
That's what I would think. Perez to the mound.
Does it really matter what we think?
Very rarely.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Very rarely, but I just want you.
That.
I want you to.
I actually agreed with you.
As you're tossing and turning tonight, in your state of sleeplessness.
Believe me, I won't be thinking of that.
Neither will I. See if Santana can produce another run, perhaps with another 2-out hit. It's a tough task now. The veteran reliever Frazier ahead of Santana, 0-2. And Moustakas catches the opposite field line drive. Despite some base running miscues, the Twins had a good inning with 4 straight RBI hits after the 2nd out.
In a bat around inning.
Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us.
Back in Kansas City, where the Twins have taken the lead thanks to 4 runs in that 6th inning, 4 runs of support for Tommy Milone. Similar to what happened when he faced the Royals last Thursday in Minnesota. He gave early 2-run homer to Lorenzo Cain. The Twins came back and picked him up. And on that night, Tommy said that was huge for him because giving up a couple of early runs, he said you get kind of, you want to back them up after they give you that kind of support. And he said after that offense came back the way it did, it definitely settled me down and helped me pitch from there on. So Dick and Bert, let's hope the same thing is true tonight for Tommy Milone.
I always say, I felt it too, when a team scored you a lot of runs, put you back in the lead, it's important to go out and put a 0 on the board, and hopefully Tommy can do that here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
This will be his 80th pitch. There's only been 44 strikes. 2-1 to Gordon, who's hit the ball hard twice against Milone tonight. This one hit to center, and Robinson drifts back a little bit for the first out. Check out some news and notes from around the league. We told you about Herrera being suspended for 5 games. Edwin Encarnacion with a couple of home runs. And the Jays having some fun against the Orioles. Grand slams in consecutive innings, and the Brewer woes continue.
And Brian Price, the manager, spoke out, and Cincinnati's put 11 runs on the board.
Well, no, he didn't speak out about the lineup, I don't think.
Oh, didn't?
A profanity-laced monologue, we'll call it.
Yeah, I have a new hero.
Based on the standards you said, Brian Price wouldn't be managing for 3 years. 2-0 to Salvador Perez. Milone doesn't want to make a habit of falling behind batters with a 2-run lead. And a strike, 2-1. Perez with a couple of ground balls, 1 to third, 1 to first.
Boy, they're really pounding Perez inside. And a good pitch right there again inside on Perez. Perez a big man, 6'3", but about 245. A little bit of a crouch position at the plate, likes to extend those arms.
And loves to pull the ball.
That was a mistake pitch right there. And Milone got away with that fastball.
2-2.
Suzuki again sneaking inner half.
And missing down and in, 3-1. That's the top end of Tommy Milone's velocity range, 90. Malone's walked 3, 2 of them consecutively to fill the bases in the 3rd. Popped up, and it will reach the seats. Good day for some pitchers from the Twins AAA team. Alex Meyer, 11 strikeouts in 6 scoreless innings. A.J. Actor gave up a walk-off home run in the 7th. But Meyer's not gotten off to a real good start this year. Popped up, short left. And Arcia, playing back near the warning track, makes the catch, 1 away.
Even that fastball got in on Perez and tied him up a little bit. So good pitch by Milone.
So Rogers with a good game in the 2nd game in Rochester. And gives us maybe an opportunity to update what we can about the intended starting rotation for the Twins. Milone was supposed to be the 5th starter. He's now essentially the 4th starter because of the Irvin Santana suspension that at this level won't change things until early July. Maybe by the time the Twins are back here playing the Royals, that's when the suspension expires. Ricky Nolasco's heading down to Cedar Rapids, Iowa to make a rehab start, at least one rehab start down there. No Gibson, unless there's a health reason, he'll be in the rotation all year long. And again, Malone falls behind the third batter this inning, 2-0. Malone pitching a third of an inning more than he did against the Royals in Minnesota last week. And just 5 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs. And now 3-0. In that game, he walked 3 men, and as we told you a moment ago, he's walked 3 tonight. He's in danger of walking the number 8 batter.
Yeah, not the best strike to ball ratio. 91 pitches, 50 strikes, 41 balls.
And not close. Let's see whether Paul Molitor makes a move here. He's working toward the steps, and out he comes. Malone really struggled with his control a little bit in the 5th inning, but then right away again here in the 6th, having been given a lead, a 2-run lead. He fell behind all 3 batters, 2-0.
Yeah, you know what? He got Gordon to fly out. He got Perez. I thought pretty good pitch inside. Got him to fly out to left, and just kind of lost it on those 4 pitches to Orlando.
In position to pick up his 3rd win in 3 starts.
Strikes, had that 2-run lead, and walked the last batter he faced, Orlando. Maybe Blaine Boyer coming in, trying to get this final out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He worked in last night's ball game, 2 shutout innings, retired all 6 batters he was asked to get, making his 8th relief appearance already.
Drilled to right center field on his very first pitch. Flying around second, Orlando to third. He's being waved around. Dozier's throw to the plate. Not in time, and it's 5-4. Boyer, who for 5 1/3 innings since the homestand started had given up just 1 hit, gives up a big one on his first pitch tonight.
Yeah, Colon jumping on that first pitch. Fastball right there, the inside out swing. Robinson gets it, but Paulo Orlando, this guy was a track star in Brazil. Tremendous speed for this 6'3". He kind of held up a little bit right there, but slides in safely.
Almost did a face plant on his slide. So a 5-4 game, and now the tying run at second for Escobar. Shot, a foul, weak foul over the Kansas City dugout. Might have cracked his bat. He just takes bases 3 at a time. If he gets a hit, he runs to third. If he's starting at first base, he's going to score.
Well, 9 years in the minors, he's enjoying every minute of this major league experience for Orlando.
Boyer gets ahead of Escobar. A 2-out walk for the number 8 batter has cost Tommy Milone the log complete on him. 4 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings. And now the lead a little shaky with the tying run at second and 2 down. 1-1 from Boyer to Escobar. Another foul.
Boy, it's a different atmosphere in Kansas City, isn't it? Started last year.
It wasn't that long ago when the chant "Let's go Twins" was more audible than anything you heard from the Royals fans.
Yep.
And based on how the Royals played in the postseason, the fans here, 20,000 maybe, I don't know, they expect Escobar to get a hit. And Escobar himself probably standing up there pretty confident right now. 1-2. And Suzuki will chat about it with Boyer. Boyer got off to a very rough start. He had a good spring training, made the team because of it. And then in his first 4 outings, gave up at least 1 run in all 4 outings. Then a couple of good games against the Indians.
Hey, picked up his first major league win for about 5 years in that win at home against the Indians.
This is where a manager, I think, gets boxed in when a starter doesn't go a full 6 innings. They're just trying to get 1 out from Boyer here tonight. 1-2. Huge lead at second base, and he'll steal third base without a throw.
Boyer did not even look at him.
Colon, by the time Boyer delivered the ball, Colon was nearly standing halfway to third base. So now 2-2 with the tying run 90 feet away. On the ground, Dozier has it. The Royals get 1 and leave 1. We go to the 7th with the Twins in front by a run.
Six hits in the 6th inning. Twins scored 4 runs. Twins had a couple doubles, 4 singles that created runs batted in. The Twins took a 5-3 lead, but the Royals added 1 in the bottom of the 6th to make it a Twins 5-4 lead.
And now Torrey Hunter, who started the 6th inning by bouncing out. Flurry of hits came along and some clutch 2-out hits. Chris Young will come out of the Kansas City bullpen. He was brilliant in a relief outing against the Twins at Target Field in the Vargas Malone game on Thursday afternoon, and then whether he tired or not, I don't know, but Twins kind of caught up with him a little bit in his eighth inning after 3 effective innings.
Yeah, Chris Young, 35 years old, stands at 6'10", about 255.
Strike one.
In his first season with the Royals, signed late. Actually, March 7th, he signed with the Royals and made the club.
Swing and a miss. Torrey swinging for the fences.
Young with the Mariners last year. Missed all of 2013 due to neck surgery.
Hunter 2 for 8 with a home run against Young. Towering pop-up right side of the infield. Colon will have a long wait for the catch at the end. One away. That'll bring up Mauer. Young came in after Vargas' short start at Target Field. Pitched very well in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, and then the Twins ended up scoring 3 runs against Young and Madsen to. Well, at the time we didn't think it was that big of a deal, but then the Royals came back in the 9th inning and put a scare into the Twins. Brian Dunsing had a tough outing. Glenn Perkins had to come in and pick up a save. Moustakas with a long run. He had no play.
Yeah, that's when Dunsing got hurt. So
Brian, we trust, is watching tonight, hoping that his teammates can pick up a win here. On the 15-day disabled list with an intercostal injury, something that had been nagging him for several days. 1 strike to Mauer. Started the 6-hit, 4-run barrage with a double into the right field corner in the 6th inning. 0-2.
Young last year made 29 starts for the Mariners. He won 12, lost 9. Very good 3.65 earned run average. 165 innings pitched.
Just off the plate. 1-2.
He'll top out about 90, 91 miles an hour. That last fastball at 89.
And now 2-2.
That's his best pitch right there, the curveball, straight over the top.
Talked about it in the series in Minnesota. What the Royals have done is they bolstered a American League Championship roster from a year ago with veteran guys, seasoned guys like Young, Frazier, Morales,
Madsen.
Tapper to the right side. And Mauer's retired to that. Bring up Dozier. Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Boys and Girls Clubs help young people reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens through programs that promote character and leadership, education, healthy lifestyles, and more. For more information, visit foxsportsupports.com. Here's Dozier. Double to right center. And it looked like the Twins were going to get 2 doubles in an inning and not get a run when Mauer misread the ball that Dozier hit, only gained third base, and then came home on a ground ball to Moustakas and was thrown out. Popped up, back, and out of play. 2 strikes. Twins out hitting the Royals 10-6, but the Royals have the only 2 home runs. And the Twins have bunched 6 of their 10 hits together in 1 inning. Got a piece. Just ticked the off-speed pitch. Keep the at-bat alive. 1-2. 9 of the 10 hits for the Twins have come in 2 different innings. They had 3 straight singles in the 4th, and then the 6 hits in the 6th. Garcia hoping for a chance yet in the 7th inning. And a liner to Moustakas. 1-2-3. The Twins go down to 7. Still lead by a run.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Mike Moustakas will lead things off against Aaron Thompson. And outstanding as those numbers illustrate.
Yeah, 10 1/3 innings, only 4 hits allowed, 1 run, and that came in his first appearance in Detroit back on April 8th, making his 8th relief appearance.
Moustakas, Kane, and Hosmer, and then the switch hitting Morales if the Royals get a run or a runner. Flipped foul, 1-1. You can imagine a world where Thompson, then Fien, and then Perkins will try to finish off this ball game for the Twins. 1-1. Great stop by Mauer. Thompson covers the bag, and a good play by Joe Mauer for the first out.
Yeah, very nice play by Joe, just falling to his right and smothering that ball that Moustakas hit sharply. And a little PFP, pitcher's fielding practice, something you'll work on again. Get over there, Aaron Thompson, and he did. A little flip for the first out.
1 down, and that'll bring up Lorenzo Cain. Tigers are behind 5-1 at Comerica Park to the Yankees. So the Royals have a chance, if they can win here tonight, to perhaps climb into a tie with the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
No. Here's Cain. 0 for 2 with a walk. Inside, ball 1. Let's see, one of the reasons Thompson's been has seen his role expand has been really tough against righties. Little 3-hopper to Plouffe. And 2 quick outs here in the 7th. Plate umpire Chris Guccione going out to have a little word with Thompson. Not sure what this is. I guess he wanted a different baseball. So 2 down, and now Eric Hosmer.
You know, in his first outing in Detroit back on April 8th, he gave up 3 hits in 2 innings. But since that time, over the last 8, now 9 innings, he's given up only 1 hit. Couple walks, 5 strikeouts.
3 times this year he's pitched 2 innings. And his last outing was Sunday against the Indians, so let's not get ahead of ourselves here. If the manager wants Thompson to face maybe Alex Gordon in the 8th inning, assuming he gets through the 7th here, that's still on the table, I would imagine. And a foul. 1-1.
Thompson, 28 years old. Mentioned before, #1 pick by the Mariners back in 2005.
Breaking ball down and in. Swing, no swing, and Thompson might be wondering where the pitch was.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good pitch from here, but I'm a long ways away.
3-1 with Morales on deck.
Let's take a look at this breaking ball.
Inside, I guess. And there is strike 2. Breaking ball and bent it over. Hosmer's already drawn 2 walks in the game. In his first at bat against Malone, he had a warning track fly ball to left.
Boy, that's nice that you have a confidence on that breaking ball on. And then he tried the fastball down and away, and Hosmer just stuck his bat out to keep the bat alive.
A lunging swing. Would rather have Morales lead off the 8th inning because he's delivered so many clutch hits for the Royals in the first weeks of the season. 3-2 to Hosmer. And he missed, and Morales will have his chance in the 7th inning.
Yeah, 3rd time was Hosmer's taking a walk.
Morales got the big hit for the Royals in Sunday's win over Oakland, and he got a big hit in the opening win against the Twins last night. And Paul Molitor is going to make the change here. Morales a switch hitter, but I believe it's Casey Fiend who's going to come in here and try to get the Twins off the field with the lead. But with the tying run now aboard, and the intel the Twins have must be that You'd much rather pitch to Morales as a left-handed batter than a right-handed batter.
Casey Fiend coming in for just the 4th time. He last worked on Thursday against the Royals in an inning and a third of shutout baseball in the Twins' 8-5 win. Bothered a little bit by a stiff shoulder.
Fox Tracks presented by Carrier. The lead on the line. Hosmer at first with 2 away. Strike 1. Now the Twins saw a lot of Morales when he played for them last year. In his career, he's been a little bit better from this side of the plate. This year he's hit well from both sides. Nice pickup by Suzuki, backhanding a pitch in the dirt to keep Hosmer out of scoring position.
Yeah, the breaking ball, a little cutter right there. Keep an eye on Hosmer. He stole a base in the 5th inning.
So many clutch hits for Morales. One and one. And a swing and a miss at that cutter. Cut inside so much it almost hit Morales. 1-2.
That's the pitch right there that kind of turned Casey Fiend's career around, coming up with that little cutter. He throws it hard.
One and two. Fiend to Morales. Base hit to left. Hosmer to second. And that'll bring up Alex Gordon.
A good piece of hitting by Morales. Got a pitch up. But Casey Fiend, pitch by pitch, got ahead with the breaking ball and then missed down. That Suzuki made a nice grab. Then that cutter down and in. And you can see he just left that pitch about belt high away, and Morales took it the other way for his first hit.
Gordon's been seeing the ball well. At least he did against Malone. Hit a home run to right, lined out to Dozier, and then hit a fairly deep fly ball in the 6th against Malone. Twins could not pitch around a 2-out walk in the 6th. Now the Royals with that 2-out walk and then a single. Fiend going after Gordon here. Gordon 0 for 3 with 2 walks against Fiend.
Good fastball inside for strike 1.
Tying run at second, and remember, this is just the 7th inning. Soft broken bat liner to Mauer, and the Royals strand 2 in the 7th. never gave up a grand slam.
And he'll be the first to tell you.
Kenny Vargas will lead off the 8th for the Twins. He'll be followed by Trevor Plouffe and Oswaldo Arcia. Vargas reached on a fielder's choice. He hit the ground ball to Moustakas, and Bauer inexplicably tried to score. Was thrown out, and it looked like a inning that saw the Twins get back-to-back doubles without a run scoring. Was going to get away from them, but then they got 4 straight 2-out singles, each single driving in a run. Ball 1 to Vargas. This has been a trouble spot for Vargas. There's a high fly to right center field, but in the ballpark. Vargas has had a real tough time from the left side of the plate. 1 away.
Yeah, Vargas the only starter without a base hit.
And Vargas now from the left side of the plate has 2 hits in 27 at bats. Here's Plouffe. Trevor had a big hit for the Twins, the first run producing hit. Strike.
Yeah, he hit that ball past the diving Moustakas that just kind of went underneath his glove, and Dozier scored.
1-1. Plouffe and Moustakas played a lot of baseball against each other in Southern California growing up. Keeping contact during the offseason. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Twins had a hard time with Young. They did in Minnesota last week. 4 up, 4 down for him so far.
I would imagine at 6'10", it's almost like when he lets that ball go that it's already in Perez's glove. He just like hands it there. Good pitch right there. Just listen.
3-2. Pop back and out of play. Now, Young, similar in stature to the young man we talked about earlier, Alex Meyer. Young a little bit taller. And Meyer today had his best start so far this year at AAA, but Meyer throws about 10 miles per hour harder than Young does. Meyer's an upper 90s guy with a big knuckle curve. And Plouffe just got a piece of that one.
Yeah, Chris Young has had a lot of injuries over his career. Right elbow surgeries, had a couple right shoulder surgeries, and then the neck surgery a couple years ago. Came up with the Texas Rangers in 2004.
Keeps pitching Plouffe upstairs, and Trevor keeps popping them back. Deep down the left field line. Foul, but foul. It has to be a different angle because the guy is 6'10", and unlike a lot of tall pitchers who throw more off down to the side, he throws straight over the top,
right,
without a whole lot of velocity. Oof, battling him here with 1 out. Got him.
Yeah, it looked like he went to the slide or something like a little cutter and got Plouffe for his first strikeout. So Young has retired all 5 batters he's faced.
Check out the new for 2015 Weekend Warrior ticket package. Get all Friday, all Saturday, or all Sunday home games. Become a Twins season ticket holder and get your ticket to summer. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com/weekendwarrior for more info or to place a deposit. A 10-pitch battle between Young and Plouffe, won by the pitcher. And now Arcia takes a strike.
And the Royals put the big shift on for Arcia. Moustakas playing at second base. Colon in short right.
And a couple of upstairs fastballs, and what we showed you before is what hitting experts say is a vulnerable spot for Arcia because his hands are so low. The pitch is up and he can't catch up to it. That one popped up, back and out of play. Two strikes for the Twins left fielder. Hooked an RBI single into the corner in the 6th inning. Pop up near third base, and Escobar has to sprint 90 feet to get there. A 1-2-3-8 for Chris Young. It's still a 1-run ball game. Thanks, Tommy. Casey Fiend finally got the last out of the 7th, and now he'll be asked to get probably all 3 of them here in the 8th. Bottom third of the order, starting with Salvador Perez. Ball 1. Gordon Schaefer taking over in center. Shane Robinson moving to left. Perez on the night, a bouncer to third, a bouncer to first, and a fly to left. 2-0.
Yeah, Malone did a good job against Perez inside. Casey Fiend's not that type. He relies on that cutter. So you saw Suzuki first 2 pitches, outer half of the plate. Fiend falling behind. Shane Robinson taking over in left field now as Schaefer takes over in center. So RC out of the ball game.
Driven to right center field, a base hit. Perez has a base hit, takes a big turn, and the tying runs on with nobody out. All behind a good hitter like Perez, and they become an even better hitter. Now let's get caught up with the Twins clinging to a 1-run lead.
Yeah, Alex Gordon's home run in the 2nd inning gave the Royals a 1-0 lead. And then Moustakas with a 2-run home run in the 5th inning made it a 3-1 ball game. But in the bottom of the top of the 6th inning, Twins put together 6 hits, 4 runs, took a 5-3 lead. The Royals added 1 more in the bottom of the 6th.
And it's a 1-run lead, but the leadoff man is on here in the 8th. Paulo Orlando walked and scored his last time up, as fast as we've seen him run. And there's Dyson running for Perez. Rare that Perez is taken out of the game for any reason, but split focus for Fiend now. He's got to be conscious of a very fast runner at first. just managing this game like he managed a lot of the postseason games, putting Dyson in for his speed late in the close game.
Gotta watch a possible bunt here too.
We've seen Orlando run. We've seen Dyson run.
Yeah, I think the Twins throwing over a couple times. See, maybe if Orlando shows that he might bunt.
Coach wants to talk to Dyson for a moment from the first base coach's box. Dyson may have jarred himself somewhat on that last pickoff attempt.
Yeah, Dyson has not attempted a stolen base yet this year, but 120 in his career out of 140.
Big leg kick and a foul at the plate. One strike. Carsoup.com trivia question. Willie Wilson has to be on that list. He has to be on that list. Kevin Seitzer and, of course, Orlando.
Ding, 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 ding.
One strike to the league leader in triples. Don't like it, but of course the fans want Fiend to ignore Dyson and let him steal second and third base. No twin catcher has thrown out a runner. I don't believe the one caught stealing was on Malone's pickoff move when the runner was advancing toward third.
Dyson looking in, see if he can see a sign from Suzuki.
There's a bunt in the air, but foul and no catch. 1-2. So they let him swing away, then asked him to bunt, and now with 2 strikes, he'll be swinging away.
I mentioned it before, but good base runners like Dyson, what they'll do is they will look in at the catcher to see if there's more than maybe only one sign. If they see a wiggle or 2, they may take off.
Dyson goes. Pitch fouled over the screen.
It's one thing when I pitched, Dick, I wanted with a runner at first, especially a guy like Ricky Henderson or something like that. You know that they're looking in at the catcher. I wanted more than one sign.
If Dyson's not the fastest guy in the league, I don't know who is. I saw him years ago here score the deciding run on a little infield pop-up with Alexi Casilla just barely on the outfield grass.
In a throw over, you saw the 5 fingers go down by Suzuki. Suzuki with his fingernails painted. Here, there are certain ballparks that are hard to see the signs because of the shadows and the lights.
1-2 to Paulo Orlando.
Should be another throw over. No, it was not a breaking ball.
And Dyson stayed put. Orlando flipped another one foul.
You know what? Suzuki went 5 and then 1. I guess that's a throw over. And that time it looked like he just put all fingers down. Nothing followed.
Fiend pitching to his 4th batter. 2 of them have gotten singles. And Dyson at first representing the tying run. Dyson stays put and Fiend misses 2-2.
A fastball at 90.
The 5th throw over in this at bat. Steve Kuntz getting right in Dyson's ear. Center field. It skipped right by Fiend. Dyson scampers to 3rd. And 3 of the 4 batters that Casey Fiend has faced have gotten singles.
Well, it looked like the cutter, and Orlando went down and hit it right back up the middle. Right over the back of Casey Fiend into center field. Orlando picks up his first hit.
Right off the end of the bat. Now Dyson, the tying run at 3rd, still nobody out, and the number 9 batter Christian Colon. Colon squares on what might have been a safety squeeze. He didn't get a pitch he wanted to bunt at, so it's ball 1. Wouldn't take much of a bunt at all to get Dyson in from 3rd base. You can understand why that play's on the table. Nobody out, so this is an opportunity for Orlando to be a factor at first base too. Bullpen's given up 4 hits and a walk since Boyer came into the game with 2 outs in the 6th. There goes Orlando, and there'll be no throw. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out.
And Orlando steals his first major league base.
All kinds of trouble for the Twins. And a 2-0 count to Colon. Middle infielders playing back. Corner infielders even with their bases. Popped up, backing out of play, 2-1. Colon got the RBI double on the first pitch thrown by the first relief pitcher, Blaine Boyer. That took a 5-3 game and cut the Twins lead in half. Now a chance for an even bigger hit for Kansas City. Two and 1. 2-2.
Now Casey Fiend needs a strikeout here.
He has just 1 strikeout in 3 2/3 innings so far. 2-2 to Cologne. On the ground, it'll tie the game. 1 away, and Orlando scampers to third.
Well, Cologne picking up his second RBI, just reaches out and hits it to second baseman Dozier's. Do a little pitch by pitch. Casey Fiend, the safety squeeze, he let go. Fell behind. Fiend did. 2-0. Couple foul balls. And then that little fastball away. Cologne driving in. Dyson. And Orlando moving over to third.
Twins infield in. Twins need to be wary of the squeeze play here. Speed at third, and Escobar's already dropped down a sacrifice tonight. Swing. Foul tip caught by Suzuki. 1 strike. Trevor Plouffe looking into the dugout, wondering where the Twins want him to play. Dyson's speed, a game changer here in the 8th inning. 1 strike to Escobar. Popped up. Playable for Plouffe in foul ground. 2 down.
A big out right there for Casey Fiend.
They're not booing Escobar. They're saying moose for the next batter. And Paul Molitor is going to bring in Caleb Theobar, I believe, to pitch to him. Or is it Glenn Perkins? Pitching change with Fiend getting the last out of the 7th and the first 2 outs of the 8th. With the go-ahead run at third and 2 down, it is Glenn Perkins. The box thinking here by Paul Molitor, bringing Glenn Perkins into a tie game in the 8th inning with the go-ahead run at third to face Mike Moustakas.
Yeah, and Perkins needs to get 1 out, and that's Moustakas right here.
Chopped toward first, but foul. Most managers typically would save their closer on the road until they had a lead to protect. What this means is Perkins, presumably, if he gets through the 8th, would be okay for the 9th. But if the Twins get a lead in extra innings, somebody else is going to get a save opportunity. 1 strike. Poke foul, 2 strikes. Moustakas against Perkins, 3 for 12. Perkins struck him out 5 times.
Well, to get, sometimes you win or lose a ball game right here in the 8th inning.
Yeah.
That's why Perkins is in there, to get this guy out right here, so this tied ball game goes to the top of the 9th.
We've talked about this. Molitor talked with Perkins and said, hey, look, how would you feel about situations like this? It's a non-save situation, but any chance the Twins have of winning this game requires getting Moustakas here.
And that's one thing Neil Allen talked to me about, is that he wants his relievers to not only think one inning, maybe two.
Base hit, and the Royals take the lead. Three hits for Moustakas, 3 runs batted in.
Bought up a fastball the other way. And Orlando scores. Perkins getting ahead in the count against Moustakas. Fouls it off. Another fastball fouled away.
On an 0-2 pitch.
Yep. Pretty much right there. Moustakas inside out swing for the second time in the game. Knocks in the go-ahead run.
More late inning clutch hitting by the Royals. They have picked up right where they left off in October of last year. 1 strike to Kane. Half swing, 1-1. Down and in, and the fans, having seen their players overreact to a pitch that didn't even hit Kane. The Chrysler Road ahead. Final game of the series tomorrow, then an off day Thursday, 3 in Seattle, and then that long homestand we told you about. 3 hits here in the 8th inning. And 2 runs to right. Hunter gets turned around but gets there to end the inning. But the Royals get a big 2-out hit from Mike Moustakas to take a lead. Since the Twins had 4 runs in the 4th and took a lead, the Royals have either scored or threatened to score in every inning, and they got a couple of runs in the 8th, and now we'll have to try to even it up in the 9th against the short-term closer for the Kansas City Royals, Wade Davis.
Yeah, what a year Davis had last year, but already 2 saves on the year with Greg Holland, the everyday closer, on the disabled list. So Davis getting the opportunity.
Eric Kratz doing the catching. Remember, Perez was lifted for a pinch runner. Swing and a foul. Kratz is welcome to the game by having his mask peeled off on the first pitch. It's a weapon, and the Angels found out about it. The A's found out about it. The Orioles did. Having that guy on the bench and putting him in a one-run game, Dyson really changed everything that inning because he was able to steal second.
Well, you know what? I look at what Perez did. Perez started that inning. I thought Malone did a great job of pitching him inside. Casey Fiend went away. Perez got the base hit. That brought in Dyson.
It was Orlando who stole second, not Dyson. 1-1 to Suzuki. Foul back.
Yeah, Dyson went from first to third like it was nothing with that base hit up the middle.
And then, the old argument, the threat of a steal, does it distract the pitcher in a one-run game? How could it not? Threw over there half dozen times or so.
Yep.
At any rate, the Twins are a run down in the ninth. 1-2 to Suzuki. Shane Robinson, Danny Santana scheduled to follow. That's to center. And Kane with a running catch. One away.
Yeah, Suzuki hit it sharply, and that ball just stayed up in the air, allowed Kane to come in and make that catch. He hit it sharply, but here comes the speedster Kane diving and making a nice catch for the first out.
One down, and that will bring up Eduardo Escobar, who will hit for Shane Robinson. If you saw Davis's numbers, now 6 1/3 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk.
Well, he did the same thing last year. 71 relief appearances, 72 innings, only 38 hits allowed. 109 strikeouts in the 72 innings pitched.
Whether it becomes a factor anymore tonight or not, the wind has changed 180 degrees. It is now blowing in pretty hard as it was blowing out in the first half of this game. Inside, and he nearly stepped into it. 2-0. Can't hear the wind. Our microphones. 3-0. And Santana on deck. And a strike. Greg Holland on the disabled list. Davis the closer. Herrera the setup guy, at least until his suspension kicks in. Bouncer to second. Easy play for Colon. 2 down.
Well, Davis came back. He fell behind 3-0. Made Escobar swing the bat, and he grounded out to second.
What's next? Brought to you by CenturyLink. Mike Pelfrey going for the Twins. Jeremy Guthrie going for the Royals. And we'll be on the air on Fox Sports North Plus tomorrow with a pregame at 6:30. Since Chris Young entered the game to start the 7th inning, it's been 8 up, 8 down. So it's not Davis, Herrera, and Holland. It's been Young and now Davis so far. Strike 1 to Santana. 1 for 4. A single in the 4th. He lined out to Moustakas his last time up.
Royals looking for the 11th win in 14 games this year. They win tonight. They're 7-1 here at Kauffman Stadium.
And the Yankees did beat the Tigers 5-2. So both teams would be 11-3 if Santana is retired. Two and one. If Santana keeps the game alive, Hunter would hit next. Breaking ball down and in, a cutter.
Yep.
And the Twins are down to their last strike.
Yeah, straight over the top from the 6'5" Wade Davis.
Now 3-2. Almost looked like he quick pitched him there. Didn't really come to a stop in the stretch position. He doesn't need to. There's not a guy on base, but see what Santana can do. He has not drawn a walk yet this year. Score late and beat the Twins. Anaheim and the Twins bullpen with some issues in the ball game here tonight. Tommy Milone couldn't get through 6, and the game seemed to turn as soon as he left the ball game.